All right. All right. Here we go, you. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to Big Things Kentucky Live. We got our UK Healthcare KHSAA Boys Sweet 16 preview. Coach Bew, what's going on, man?
What's going on? Have no fear. Big Things is here. I'm Coach Bew, my man, Coach Truck, Coach TB on the side. What's good, Coach?
Not much, man. We just finished up the girls' Sweet 16, and all I'm going to say is, wow, Coach. What a tournament, man.
Man, great show. KHSAA does another fine production of the girls' Sweet 16. Great show. Shout out to Sacred Heart, Coach. They are who we thought they were, Coach. Great show by them.
And I did pick them, Coach. I just want y'all to know that.
You did pick them, Coach. Yes, you did. Yes, sir. You did. For once, you was right.
That's all right, Coach. Man, right now we're getting ready. This week we're going to have a boys' Sweet 16. And, Coach, man, looking at the field, Wednesday's bracket is kind of even as far as, it's not like one is more loaded than the other one. And for real, kind of like what you say, is it really GRC versus everyone?
Pretty much, because it's what it look like right now. But not so fast, my friend. I believe Mel, so they got something to say about this. Then we got the Heracles Blue Devils representing Lexington, doing their thing.
Yes. Very true, very true. And also, kind of like in out of the Louisville region, we've had Male and Ballard kind of going back and forth, starting the season. Ballard was kind of ranked number one and, was the, I guess the darling of the state. But, out of that region, Male said they had something to say. And we're going to have Male's coach on here in a few minutes, Coach Haworth.
I definitely asked Coach Haworth about that. Does he feel like, that he was kind of under radar? Was it didn't have the same hoopla or hype as Ballard had and even DuPont Manual? So my question to him is, how was he able to slide past all that, get past all the hype, it didn't come out of that tough region?
Yeah, that is going to be interesting. Now, Coach, just looking at the brackets, just a real quick kind of skim of it. Like I said, we got Wednesday's games. We see that. Anybody out there that kind of sticks out of you out of Wednesday's bracket other than GRC?
Coach, of course, you got North Florida and Kentucky commit Reed Shepherd down there playing Pikeville, but that should be a good game. Pikeville 31-2 on the year, so that should be a very good game. Paris Central 29-4 is probably a really good team. We're going to talk to their coach too, I believe, today. Correct?
Yes, sir. He is on the slate to
we'll
show
have
up.
Him on to talk about how he looks forward and he's game planning for GRC, and if there's a way to game plan for GRC.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then looking at Thursday's brackets, you know what I'm saying? Anybody there kind of, jump out to you? I mean, we got the home team, Henry Clay, and, of course, Male. Like we say, any team coming out of Louisville has got to be thought of as one of the favorites.
Well, I see we got a few viewers up there. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in for the live stream. I'm going to say this right now. Y'all talk it's Lexington versus everybody stuff. You better get your butt there Thursday, 6 o'clock with your Henry Clay Blue on, represent the Blue Devils. What you better do, everybody, from Frederick Douglass to Bryan Station to Sayre to anybody, get there, represent and show your love for these young men if you really about the city.
Now, one thing I do, Covington Catholic is the one team, though, I think is my dark horse, who you cannot count Covington Catholic out at all in this.
And Covington Catholic usually comes in and makes a run every year they're in. I'm not surprised about them being back. As you right, Coach, I wouldn't be surprised about anything they do. I definitely like everybody that top 4 teams up there at the bracket they're in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, with all due respect, let's go and check in and bring on Louisville Male's coach. Coach, are you there?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Coach.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All right, Coach. So how you doing, Coach?
I'm doing really well. How about you guys?
All right. Now, you got to be flying high, Coach. I wouldn't say you guys were picked as the favorite to come out of this region. But, Coach, here you are.
Yeah, we've had a really good year. And, to be able to, I know Ballard was ranked preseason number 1, and we were able to beat them 3 times. So, to be able to do that, we've had an excellent year up until this point. So.
Now, Coach, man, introduce yourself. Tell us how long you've been there at Male.
This is my 4th year at Male, and previous to that, I was at Hopkinsville for 8 years, and so I've been at Male 4 years. It's been a phenomenal 4 years.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, Coach, like you say, you beat Ballard 3 times this season. What is it that you have that mostly everybody else didn't have as far as the Ballard goes?
First of all, anytime you have Caleb Glenn, I think he's the best player in the state. You have a dominant player that can score and rebound the basketball, and then we got really good pieces. Des Lindsay, a 6'7" kid that can play the point guard position, and then Demetrius White, Jack Edlin, Jaden Johnson, all those guys round out my starting 5, and then our bench is really good, and I really feel like our guys know their role, and they come in and they're not necessarily hunting shots. They know what their role is, and they come in and do what they do every night, and and that's having a team, and I think we're a really good team.
Now, Coach, you speak about those young men you named. Coach, you're a fairly young team. You got quite a few freshmen.
Now, are you starting 2 8th graders, Coach?
Yeah. So Jaden Johnson's an 8th grader. He's been starting for me, and then my 6-man Kyle Eades, an 8th grader, and we we got 4 of our 5 starters back next year. So we've got a really good team, and like you said, we've got some experienced guys to also. Also to kind of show the guys that's not as experienced, kind of show them the ropes about what it takes to win.
Now, Coach, do you feel like over the year, like you said, of course, Ballard got most of the hype, Emmanuel as well. Do you feel like your team was under the radar? Do you feel like they didn't get the same respect or love that you feel like they deserve?
I don't know. I think, in 2020, we had such a great basketball team, and all 5 guys went Division I, and then we won the 7th region. We weren't able to play the state tournament, and so that was, for me, that was our motivation. Last year we only played like 5 regular season games and got shut down. So we've probably been hit by this more than anybody, and and so kind of made us a little sick to our stomach, and the fact that we haven't been able to play up there at Rupp Arena, and so we use that as motivation all year, and we wanted an opportunity to get back. I don't really ever take it as a slight, if somebody doesn't rank us wherever, because those are all opinion-based, and, and I'm for your civil liberties. I'm for everybody to have their opinion, even if it doesn't, even if they think I'm the worst coach in the region or we have the worst team, I'm cool with that. We're just kind of focused on what we can control and what we can do every day.
Okay.
All right, Coach, man. So now going into this tournament, you're not new to this tournament. How do you keep your team ready and focused and kind of make sure that you handle your business this tournament?
You cut out there. What'd you say?
When you're heading into the tournament, how do you keep your team focused and not caught up in the whole, you're erupting and everything?
That's a good question. Yeah. And I think what we have to try to do is it's just human nature for you to be satisfied, right? When something great happens for you, because that's just kind of the way we're built. I told these guys not to be satisfied with just getting there. So we got, and it started with preparation, last week, but we really got to be prepared to go up there and win a tournament. And so, it starts with game 1. Coach Unsel's a good friend of mine at Warren Central. I know they got a terrific team. And, the thing about the state tournament is if you don't play well, you're going to get beat. And so we've got to be focused right from the get-go. And I told our guys, the thing about it is, and, we went several times when I was at Hoptown. And the thing about it is there's been times where, if you get down 6 or 8 points, it's not the time to go one-on-one and take bad shots, because then that's what leads to being down 14, 16 points. And so you got to execute when you get down and get the ball in the players' hands if you want to get the ball to, and then, just continue to execute and stay the whole course. And so try to do up here.
All right, Coach. Now, one thing, folks, get you out of there. We just wanted to talk about that 3 overtime game in the region tournament, in the regional championship. Kind of walk us through that one, Coach. That some people say that was game of the year so far.
Yeah, it was, and it's let's say I've been a head coach. This is my 12th year, and I was fortunate enough to be able to play at Murray State, and I've been around basketball probably since I was about 5 or 6 years old. I'm 41 now. That was the greatest game that I've been a part of, and it helps that we won, but I think we lost the game 5 times and won it 6 times. So it was it was draining, but it was absolutely satisfying to be able to come at it. It stinks for like Coach Renner and Ballard, because Renner's a good friend of mine. You would like to see them be able to play as well, but that's 7th region. It's brutal trying to get out, and I'm glad that we were able to make it. But that game, when you say everybody left it out on the court, everybody left it out on the court.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, Coach, like you say, your first round game, your first round matchup, they're a pretty balanced team as far as scoring. How do you handle that as far as going into your first round matchup game?
Yeah, so we know Warren Central's got a really good team, and so what we want to try to do is take away their strengths and kind of make them go to their weaknesses as much as we can. And then I think more so probably than anything is to make sure we continue to do what we do. And, don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to I think sometimes, in coaching, guys can overcoach in these situations. You got to do what got you here, and you got to rely on players to make plays. And so one thing that I try to do, I'm a player's coach, but one thing I try to do is not overcoach guys. We're 28-5 for a reason. Out of the 7th region, we played a monster schedule. And I just think it's really important for us to continue to do what got us here. And, and that's to compete on every possession and try to be the toughest team up here.
Gotcha.
Hey, Coach, man. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Coach. You got anything else? Coach, I just want you to know I'm picking y'all, Coach. I'm riding with you, Coach.
Man, I appreciate it, brother.
Yes, sir. Hey, I love what I see, Coach. Hey,
I appreciate it. Hey, holler at me at the state tournament. I'll get you a male shirt.
Yes,
you
sir.
Don't want him wearing it.
We ride, Coach.
You don't want him wearing it. You do not want him wearing it because he's a player with a fan. Coach, man, thanks for joining us. Good luck and congratulations on a great year so far. And good luck down there in the ruck.
Man, appreciate you guys for real. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for joining us, Coach. Thank you.
All right.
I cut him out a little early, but Coach, man, hey, and like we always know, the Louisville teams are going to have the athletes.
They're going to have athletes.
They are battle tested because they up there doing what they do.
Yes, sir.
So, we got to keep a lookout for them. Now, up next, we're going to travel out west. We always got to make sure we get our western counterparts. And we got Coach Kyle Eades. Coach, I know I messed your name up. Coach Eades. From Muhlenberg County. Hey, I like Muhlenberg, Coach. I think they might be a dark horse for this tournament. We just going to catch up with him. But I'm going to bring on Coach Eades now. Coach, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
All right, Coach.
Coach, man, I'm sorry you're messing your name up, Coach. He's from Florida school systems, and, they can't vote or nothing down there. So
you got it right.
Yeah.
Kyle Eades, Muhlenberg County.
Muhlenberg County.
There we go.
Yes,
Coach,
sir.
man, thanks for joining us today. Congratulations on a great year and a great run, Coach. End up the season 18-11, 13-1 in your region, 6-0 in your district, Coach. Man, how was it coaching this group of young men this year?
Oh, it's been fantastic. I've said from the start. I mean, anytime you got a group of guys that you've got really good players, but you got really good people. And we've got a group that not only they're fun to coach, but I mean, you're with these kids a lot. And we've spent time with them, of course, on the floor, off the floor. We've traveled with them. It's just they're a phenomenal group to be around. They're unselfish. They got great personalities. They work hard. They got good attitudes. So overall, I mean, it's been a really good experience this season.
Now, Coach, Go ahead, Coach Bu. I got to do something real quick.
That Coach man coming in. Okay, we got a first round game with North Oldham, Coach. What can you say about North Oldham? He had a chance to watch videotape on him. What all?
Yeah. No, I've the first thing that caught my attention was just, the 8th region was really good this year, and then you look at see how they kind of went through their regional tournament play. I mean, they had to beat Walton Verona in the first round. They've got a good team. Collins is always tough. They were able to beat them in the semifinals. And I was really impressed with Woodford all year. And, I had seen Woodford on tape maybe a couple of weeks ago. And, I mean, they're going to be really, really good. I mean, very athletic, highly skilled, young. And to see what they did to Woodford, especially in that first half in the regional final, was very eye-opening. So just kind of getting into some of their film, you realize real quick the guy that makes them go, and that's number 1, Dallas Roberts. He's averaging about 17 and a half, 18 points a game. He's definitely the head of the snake. He's the guy that can kind of control the game. He's the one that kind of establishes the tempo a little bit. He's a downhill guard. He's shifty. He can get in that lane, make plays. They've got one of the most efficient three-point shooters in the state with the Scales kid out there. He's about 6'4", 6'5". And the thing that keeps, Anderson and Higdon down there around the go, 6'6", 6'7", the thing that I keep seeing and hearing about them is the fact that those are the 2 of the most tenacious offensive rebounders in the state of Kentucky. So, we definitely have a work cut out for us, but I'm confident in my team. I mean, if you look at, outside of our regional tournament schedule or regional play, we played a really tough schedule.
Yes, you have, Coach.
And it's not just throughout the season. I mean, it started last summer. I mean, we were at Butler High School. I mean, we played Mayo, we played Louisville Manual, we played Evangel Christian, we went Jeffersonville, Indiana. So it started then. We felt like we had a good group, but we knew they were going to have to be challenged. And we felt like if we ever had that opportunity to get back to Rupp Arena, we wanted to be battle tested going in. So we definitely feel like we played a really tough schedule, and, we're ready for the challenge.
Now, real quick, after those games and playing those hard teams, do you feel like it gave your team confidence that, hey, we can play with anybody? I mean, did it help them, motivate them?
It would have to, and you think about it. I told them, after last season, of course, we played in the state tournament last year and we ran into the buzzsaw of Highlands. And I told them afterwards, we had a team meeting like the next week, and I said, guys, we've got to beef this schedule up. If you draw a team like a Highlands or a Louisville Male or a Ballard, GRC in that first round, you want to be able to go into that game saying, hey, we've played teams like this before. Good. And I told him, I said, you may not have a real shiny, glamorous record, after regular season play, but at the same time, and you may lose 1 or 2, maybe 3 in a row at times. But as long as you're competing in those games, you got to keep your head up. You got to stay focused on really the big picture, and the big picture is by the end of the season, you're going into tournament play feeling like, we can play with anybody.
Got you, Coach. Got you.
Now, Coach, you have definitely done that. You guys came out of this tough region and you're battle tested and ready. How do you keep the guys focused and getting ready for this tournament? Like, what's your schedule as you get ready for Wednesday's game?
Well, we gave them we won last Tuesday, so we gave them a day or 2 off just from the simple fact that they needed it. I mean, it had been about 3 weeks since the coaches had even had a day off. So, we just felt like it was important for, hey, let's enjoy it for the time being, get our legs back underneath us. But we've been back to work since Friday, and I mean, we're going to get 5 good practices in. You got to keep your guys on edge. And I heard Coach Haworth talking about it a while ago. It's, that can be difficult to do, especially with everybody, telling them how good they are and giving them these pats on the backs. And I'm walking into practice ripping their hind end,
Hey, Nick Saban calls it rat poison.
That rat poison. It's exactly right, But, I think trying to be as consistent as you can with your approach, and it doesn't start just going into the postseason. I mean, this goes back to December. Every practice matters, every meeting matters, every scouting report matters, every film session matters. And I think if you establish that early, and you're consistent with that through the season, then when it comes to a situation, okay, now we're getting ready to state tournament, you just try to stick to as close to that routine as you possibly can. So I definitely feel like that's what we've tried to do, and hopefully we can be prepared going into that 12:30 game on, or that 1:30 game on Wednesday.
Now, Coach, two of your top scorers, Trey Lavelle, averaging almost 14 points a game, and Cole Vincent averaging almost 12 points a game. Tell us about those little young men, and who else are you leaning on to get you over the hump?
Well, when you see us play, I mean, we've really got a balanced attack.
I noticed that.
I would definitely say, as a whole, we're much better. The whole is much greater than the parts in this situation. And I think, and hopefully that'll be showcased next Wednesday. But Trey's our engine. He's the guy that makes us go. He's our primary ball handler. He's our primary playmaker. He's tough to keep in front. He can get in that lane and he can make plays. He can score. He can create for others. Cole Vincent's a really good. He's a really good shooter. He, and he's a good rebounder. When I think about Cole, he's just a competitor. He loves to win. He loves the big stage. He was phenomenal for us in the regional final, and that was after coming off a game in the regional semifinals where he didn't have his best game. I think he had 2 points, and then he bounced back, and he made big play after big play. But, going on down the roster, we've got other guard play, Braden Lovin and Davion Summers. They stepped up big for us throughout the year. Asher Carver's made big plays. We got 2 post players. They're a little bit undersized, but, man, they flat dab, go to war when they step on the floor. Donovan McCoy and Caden Ray, and they're usually checking somebody that's, they may be 4 or 5 inches shorter than, but I'm telling you, they're hard to handle down there in that post. So, again, it's just we've got a really complete team. You take one guy out of the mix, we're not as good. So just going in, we've got to understand that, we've got to go be who we are, and continue to do what we do. I think Coach Haworth mentioned something about that a while ago. You don't try to reinvent the wheel. And just because you're on the big stage at Rupp Arena, you don't go up there trying to be somebody you're not. We have to go be the best version of ourselves. And that's, we're a complete team, balanced.
Now, what's the one thing you think that your team has to do for you to advance in this tournament?
Tempo is big, and I'm not, you never really can gauge what the tempo should be like, but you have to get a good feel for the game. A lot of times the game will tell you what play to make at different times during that contest. There may be times where we may need to slow the tempo down just a little bit, but there's also times you got to pick and choose your opportunities to get out and run as well. And that's something that we've tried to get better at throughout the year. I learned a lot about my team. We had a back-to-back. We were at Hopkinsville on a Thursday night, and then we played Warren Central the very next night at home, and learned a lot about our team then, because we have that ability to get out and push the pace as well. But there's times that we've got to gear down and, hey, guys, we got to execute now in the half court, and that's what state tournament games are about. They're about execution, and you get down 6-8 points. Well, we might not need that big 3 ball. We might not need that. That 8-point shot doesn't exist. Sometimes it's half court execution. We're going to get what we want on this possession. And the other thing is rebounding. In most games that we play, we're going to be undersized. So we've got to be very fundamental with our blockouts. And we've got to gang rebound at times. We don't have that one guy that's going to go swipe 12, 14 rebounds for us. So, we've got to have everybody chipping in on the glass. And I think, those are the 2 most important things for us.
Now, Coach, man, how has it been coming back to your alma mater and having all the success you've had and being the coach, like I said, somewhere you were from?
You can talk to anybody that is able to go back to where they grew up and have the opportunity to give back to the community. My coaches meant the world to me, and I know the kind of impact that they had in my life. And, I always thought that if I ever had the opportunity to step into a head coaching role, I wanted to have that same type of impact on my players that my coaches had on me. And I'm fortunate that my old high school coach, Steve Sparks, as one of my assistants. So that's been a really, really neat experience as well to be able to go to work with him and the rest of our staff on a daily basis. So yeah, it means the world to me. But again, just got a great group of guys. Coaches don't take players to the state tournament. Players take coaches. And I've been very fortunate to have really good back-to-back group that has taken us to the state tournament. So honestly, I try to provide a little bit of structure, a little bit of direction, but when that ball goes up, try to get the heck out of their way and let them do their thing.
Now, Coach, this is one thing. I'm surprised Coach Bew ain't brought it up because he always does. Do you have an opinion as far as the shot clock goes in high school?
Depends on what kind of team I've got.
Now that's the right answer, Coach.
That's been a consensus right there. There's been the consensus. Yes.
That's year back. Well, the team I've got right now, I wouldn't mind having a shot clock, but maybe 3 or 4 years ago, that answer might have been a little bit different, So, when you look at it, the shot clock I think would be really good for the game. If you're trying to prepare players for the next level. The next level, the level after that, they have shot clocks, and so when you look at it from that aspect, I could definitely make a case for it. I think just the planning of it, the implementation of it, I think the idea is good, but again, the implementation might be a little bit, it would definitely create some challenges, amongst schools, especially schools that might not have the financial means to be able to do it. So just being able to get all that stuff figured out, if you could answer all those questions, I definitely think it would be good for the game.
Good stuff, Coach, man. Coach, you got anything else for Coach?
Man, Coach Eades, man, it's great talking to you, man. Good to finally have you on the show, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys having me. It's been awesome to chat with you guys.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. Now, I'm telling you right now, he's going to say, I'm riding with you, Coach, but he's not really riding with you.
Coach,
I can't believe you guys gave Coach Haworth the satisfaction of telling him that.
Coach, man, you got to understand, Coach. My motto is we win and we ride, Coach.
Hey, we were
battle-tested team.
Coach Haworth and I were old rivalries. I was at Christian County a few years back when he was at Hoptown, and so in my record against him wasn't very good during that time. So he had some flat dab players during that stretch run at Hoptown. So I definitely caught the bad timing of that.
Now, what does it mean to to make this trip with this team?
Oh, it's anytime you get to go to Rupp Arena and represent your school, represent your region, represent your community. It's a special thing. You want to go up there and try to put your best foot forward, work hard, execute, carry yourself with class, and again, just try to be a positive reflection of your school and your community. So yeah, it means everything. And anytime you can play your last game at Rupp Arena, that's a great season. So that's what you work for all year. You can throw the record and all that kind of stuff out of play. You get to play your last game at Rupp Arena. It's going to mean something.
Well said, Coach. Well said.
Well, man, we wish you the best of luck and good luck and keep doing big things, Coach.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Joining us, Coach. Appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Good luck.
All right, Coach Bew, man. Hey, it's good stuff, man, right there.
Yeah. Two great interviews to start the show off, Coach.
We got our man Jared Peck is scheduled to come on next here in a little bit. Got a little bit of time. Anybody watching got any questions for the guys, anything like that? Make sure to check us out every Thursday.
Then, man, sitting here, is this true that Tom Brady's coming back for another year? Did I just read it?
Coach, I've been so busy with this.
Coach came across my post, said Tom Brady come back for another year. Please don't be fake news, please. Yeah, I'm sick of Tom Brady. Yeah. Coach, let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
It's our Sweet 16 special. We got a little bit of a break here. What are we hoping to see? Are we hoping to see this second round matchup between GRC and North Florida? Are we looking for that? Is that the one we've been waiting on right there?
Man, I'm gonna tell you
if Henry Clay make a pass, Murray, that Mel Henry Clay game could be a good game.
That could be another good one. But like you said, man, if I know KHSAA is hoping for a GRC North Laurel game for sure. Shout out to Coach Cook, man, for doing big things with that GRC team. Like you said, it's got to be GRC versus everyone. Coach, man, do you see anybody really? I mean, if I give you GRC versus the field, are you taking GRC or are you going to take the field, Coach?
Hey, I think you can't count Mel out, Coach. They always come in. And even the team you mentioned very soon we start the show, you can't count out Covenant Calf. And I ain't gonna lie, Coach Eades, I'm kind of excited about Muhlenberg. I'm like, hey, shoot, I don't know where part of state that's in, but I'm like, look them boys up.
Western.
Shoot, he had me hype. I'm like, they boys might be all right here.
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting team, man. It's an interesting tournament coming in.
What do you think about the draws for the NCAA today? If you get kitchen in and out,
I haven't caught
put this together.
Yeah. So, where's UK?
UK's in the West, but they start off playing in Indiana.
Are they a 2 seed or 1?
2 seed, yes.
2 seed, okay. So Tennessee,
Baylor's the 1 seed. My Heels are 8 seed, playing Shaka Smart Marquette. Kentucky's the 2 seed right now. So
okay, so is North Carolina going to be a dangerous 8 seed in this?
I take it game by game, Coach. Let me get past the first game.
I understand.
Who's your favorite right now? Who you riding with? We win and we riding.
Coach, I don't even know. I ain't really had a chance to look at anything right now. So I'm trying to see.
We only got 2 viewers, so I'm going to say this. Kentucky might make a run. I'm not sold on Auburn. I'm not sold on Baylor. I'm not sold on Texas. Texas at Tuesday. I'm not. Gonzaga very well could win it. I mean, but I'm like, this is really. Then Big Ten get 9 teams in. Come on, man.
Well, Coach, you know how that goes, man. You know how that goes.
Yeah,
but like I said, we got this Sweet 16 coming up Wednesday. You know, we'll be having as we kick things off. Looking like we said, we've got Lincoln County in there. Do you see any of these other teams? Like you say, Perry County Central, and Pikeville are kind of like the underdogs in the games coming up. On
Skinny,
Wednesday.
you right, man. He ain't gonna make a pick until to the day of the game. He gonna pick after the game ends. He gonna pick his winner when the game ends. You said it right, Skinny. You said it right, man. Thanks everybody joining us right now. We're doing this live. Jason Martin, former KHSAA Bread, Henry Clay Bull Devil, picking his team, of course. Man, Perry Central, Coach. Perry Central. I mean, I don't think they ain't gonna let you.
No, we will hear from. We got Perry Central coach scheduled for 7:40 to come on. So he'll fill us in on them and what's going on with that.
Yeah, so definitely. But Pikeville, I ain't ever heard much about Pikeville this year. Who's that top game? The live things on the Lincoln County. Who's Lincoln County got?
Hold on just a second.
Hey, Professor Peck.
Is that our man, Jared Peck? He's ready.
Boy, I'm going to tell y'all what. I love hats. And Jared Peck got a mean hat game on here. That boy broke out that 97 Biggie Smalls black Kango the other night. He's killing him. He was killing him.
You like the look?
Look,
I'm thinking about wearing that all the time. What do you think?
Who's this guy?
He say thinking about wearing it all the time, Coach.
Hey, Pimpin' Peck is what his new nickname is. Pimpin' Peck, baby. You look good, baby. You look good.
I try.
Well, Jared, just real quick, the girls' Sweet 16. I picked Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart won. I mean,
that was a tough pick you made. That was a tough pick you made. Picking Sacred Heart. Good job. That's a coach truck pick if ever.
He's Nostradamus saying he can see the future. I tell you.
Nostradamus, baby.
Yeah, Jesus.
Nostradamus, but okay.
Best comment on this show ever.
Did anything stand out to you as far as the girls' Sweet 16? Just real quick, anything that really caught you that you kind of noticed or anything?
It was a lot of competitive games. I mean, there weren't that many games that were going away. Even Sacred Heart won by double digits every game, but Anderson County gave them a tussle. Everybody fought with them there for at least a half before they kind of succumbed to everything that Sacred Heart is, which is kind of ridiculous. But I mean, that's a great team. I mean, that's one of you think about the run that they made through Anderson County, through Clark County. Yeah. That's a historic run. That is an all-time team there. And when we see where these girls end up going to college and where they play, I mean, we're talking about a significant team for Sacred Heart that is still loaded for next year. Mm-hmm. So I hate it for everybody else in the state, but we're seeing greatness there coming out of Louisville. But yeah, Southwestern made a great run, and they bring a lot of people back. I think almost their entire team comes back, so they're going to be a contender for years to come. We had a lot of young teams with young cores, including Clark County, that'll be right back there next year. But the event, Meade County brought plenty of people, and Bullitt East brought a huge crowd. We had some good attendance. We set a record for Rupp Arena at the event when Meade County was there. In one morning session, I had like 6,000 there, which is the most they've ever had for Rupp. And attendance was back some, but it's still down a few thousand from where it was before the pandemic. But it was a great tournament.
Let me ask you a question now. Truck's young lady. What's the young lady Truck? The 6'6" young lady you was talking about?
Miss Gracie Merkel, man. She was but Sacred Heart just took her out of the game. I mean, she dominated up to that point. But
Gracie Merkel is a significant player. She's going to play for Bellarmine, but she dominated the game against Southwestern. Southwestern didn't have any answers for her. And what's unique about her, in addition to her just being really tall, she's got really soft hands. And anything that comes near her, if it gets in anywhere near her, she's got it. I mean, she blocked a shot yesterday just by putting her hand on top of the ball, and she gobbled it up. It just took it away. So she's not just, big. She's got some soft touch.
She's got some good feet for her size too.
Yeah, she moves okay. And, it's just, she's fun to watch because of what people watching people try to go up against her and then finding out, you can't do that.
Bro.
Do that. But, the Corbin coach said if he had her on her team, she'd be scored 80 a game because nobody would be allowed to do anything but miss shots off the rim to her side and throw it to her. And that was the strategy. They, sometimes Bullitt East players would go up and they would put a shot up, but they would miss it. They would put it up to where she was going to be able to get it on the other side. And she scored a lot of baskets like that, just rebounding and putting it back.
Now, just real quick, here we are, the boys' Sweet 16. We kicked that off Wednesday. Is it really GRC versus the field?
It's pretty close to GRC versus the field. But, that doesn't generally work out for the top seed on the boys' side for some reason. I don't know how many boys number ones overall have ever won. I don't have that in my data bank. But the number one didn't win last year. I know that. Highlands was the number 3 team going into the tournament. And, Clark County's path, let's see what Clark County's path is. I have to go through.
Hold on, I can pull that up.
See, North Laurel, Pikeville. They have to go through North Laurel, Pikeville. They've already beaten North Laurel earlier this year. I don't see any teams on their side of the bracket that other than North Laurel and Pikeville that might be able to handle them. So we could be seeing them on the weekend. Now, the really tough thing is we got this Male Warren Central game, which is the game that features the 2 highest rated teams on that side of the bracket, I think, aside from Ashland Blazer and Covington Catholic. I mean, the bottom side, just like the girls tournament, the boys tournament on one of these days. Yeah,
Which
on
one you
Thursday,
want?
the Thursday bracket, just like the girls' tournament, is loaded. It's
Yeah.
unbelievably loaded.
Yeah.
It's the same exact same as the girls' tournament, where one day was way heavier than the other as far as top teams being there.
Mm-hmm.
So you got Warren Central Male, you got Covenant Catholic Ashland Blazer. That's a
John Harden.
semifinal worthy match. Each of those are semifinals worthy matches, championship worthy matches. And we're going to see them in the first round on the first day or second day.
Now, do you think that our representative Henry Clay has a shot in this?
Henry Clay can really defend. And so I like them getting past Murray. I'm sure Murray would have something to say about that. But I just really like how the Blue Devils defend. And, I mean, they can create stops. And as Joey Thacker likes to say, and a lot of coaches like to say, defense travels. When you can defend, you're not being able to make shots, it can be offset. Henry Clay, before they got to the region tournament, was not finishing games. They were missing shots at the rim. They were trying to drive in and get fouled late or get fouled going to the basket, and they never got those calls. Well, one thing we saw last week at the girls' Sweet 16, you're not going to get those calls at the girls' Sweet or the boys' Sweet 16. We're in tournament time now. You basically have to be mugged to get to get a foul call, because there were fouls being let go left and right at the girls' tournament, and I expect the referees to swallow their whistles for the most part again next week and just let them play, because that's exactly what we saw last week. I like Henry Clay to move forward. Now, Henry Clay's already played Male, and Male, they hung with Male, and that would mean that they could hang with Warren Central. They hung with them for 3 quarters. They were right there, and at the end of the game, Male just became too much, and they broke it out and won by 10 or 12.
Is Isaiah Blackwell probably one of the best players in this tournament this year for Henry Clay?
Oh, he's one of the good players in this tournament, but there are 3 region players of the year who are going for Mr. Basketball.
I was just finna ask
in this
who
tournament.
are those stars to look for.
So he's not one of those, because he lost out to Will Harden. So I was just going over that right now. The players of the year in the tournament are Landon Napier of Perry County Central, Trey Lovell of Muhlenberg County, who's back for the 2nd year in a row, and Mitchell Riley of Covenant Catholic, who I think is committed to Miami, Ohio. So Mitchell Riley is probably the top senior in this tournament. He's certainly got the most, he's got the biggest level commitment out of the seniors. But the best players in this tournament are all juniors. And, we're talking Reed Shepard, North Laurel, University of Kentucky commit, Caleb Glenn out of Male, who's the University of Louisville commit as a junior. And then we've got, Reed's running buddy at North Laurel, Ryan Davidson. He averages 20 points a game. Evan Ipsero is on Covenant Catholic. He averages more than Mitchell Riley. He's at 21.7 points a game. North Orland's got a good player, Dallas Roberts. And then Pikeville's got Riley Sammons, who reclassified as a junior this year. He averages 15.3 points a game. So the junior class is ridiculous. And Jerome Morton, if he hadn't reclassified to be a junior, he would be the front runner for Mr. Basketball. We would hear his name called next week as Mr. Basketball. I'm confident of it. And I talked to him during the season, and he kind of regrets that, but you can't go back in time and redo your decision. But when they played North Laurel this year, it was Reed Shepard versus Jerome Morton a lot of the times. And George Arthur Clark came up on top in that matchup. And Jerome Morton looked like he could hang. I mean, he was a very influential player in that matchup. And when you see him play, he's phenomenal. He blocks shots. He runs the floor. He makes jumpers. He makes big threes. He is a sensational player. So, it's hard to pick him over Caleb Glenn and Reed Shepard. But certainly the star power at this tournament is in the junior class.
Now, Jared, I don't know if you want to hang around and join us with Coach Shannon Hoskins from Perry County Central. If you got something to do, that's fine. But, I know you like to kick it with the coach.
I can hang out.
All
right.
right.
I'm interested to see what Perry County Central brings this week.
Well, we bring it on Coach Shannon Hoskins from Perry County Central. Coach, what's going on?
How you guys doing?
All right, Coach.
Doing well.
Good to be
Now,
here.
you kind of, I guess, drew the short straw of the tournament, if you want to say so, as you drew the quote-unquote #1 seed. How's that, Coach?
Well, I mean, you got to beat them all to win it, so you got to play them at some point.
I would imagine everybody in the tournament will be rooting for you for sure that day. You're going to have a lot of fan support. In addition to your own, anybody in there that's not wearing Cardinal red is going to be for you.
All the help we can get.
Now, Coach, you've had a chance, of course, to see GRC play and everything, probably watch tape on them. What is it going to take to beat this team?
Oh, goodness. Well, they shoot it great. They have length. They have speed. They're tough on the defensive end of the floor, causing you problems. You just really got to take care of the basketball, make sure you rebound, limit them to one shot if you can, and try to live with outside shots if you can make them shoot those.
Gotcha.
How are they going to deal with you, Coach?
They probably won't have as hard a time as we will.
But what you got going for? You got Landon Napier. You got a few players. Come on.
We do.
Story?
We've got a pretty good basketball team ourselves, or we feel like we do. We can play patient. We can play fast. We've had that ability all year to go both ways. Don't have a lot of size, but we do have a lot of athletic kids that can get up around the rim and will surprise some people, I think, in this tournament.
Now, Jared talked about how good Landon Napier is. Talking about probably one of the best juniors in this class. How's this coach of a young man like that? Average almost 16 points a game. Then right behind him, you got Ridge Beverly. Tell us about those two young men and who else you're leaning on.
Landon Napier has that ability to get 30 on the night. If he gets it rolling, he can really shoot the basketball. He has that ability. He runs consistently. You'll see him moving all night, trying to get open looks, and he just keeps the defense busy. Ridge is a freshman, really heady basketball player, never really makes a wrong decision, keeps us in our offense, leads us on our defense, and really I've got two guys that play my post. They're undersized, but they have really came on this year, and Lance McKenzie and Dylan Brock, and I think they teamed up for 37 points and 28 rebounds in the regional final. So they got it too. And then I have Tyler Day that really leads my defense. He's guarded the best player all year long, so I'm sure he'll guard Morton.
Now, Coach, last season, y'all kind of struggled last season. What was the difference between last season and this season? What was the fire?
Well, we lost a ton of games by 5 or 6 points. I just think the difference is between last season and this season, we learned how to win those tough games that come down to the wire where it's 52-50 with 3 minutes to go. We win those games this year where we lost them last year.
Okay, Coach. Man, y'all got anything else with Coach? Coach, man, hey, if y'all pull this one off, Coach, I'm riding with you, Coach. I'm just letting you know, you my dark horse. Ain't nobody picking you, Coach. Nobody giving y'all a chance. But I got your back, Coach.
I appreciate it, guys. We
Coach,
need all the help we can get.
Coach, don't fall for that bull malarkey there. Don't fall for that. I apologize that you got to come be part of this mess. That man don't believe in that. He's terrible, Coach. I apologize for him. But, man, you had a great year. Only 4 losses this year. And you was in all those games. Man, what do you equate that to, your success?
I just think our guys play together. We really play together well. We don't really have anyone that's just putting up 20 on a given night after night, but we do have good camaraderie. Our team plays together well. We don't care who scores, whatever. And defensively, we're holding people to about 37% for the year.
All right,
Coach. Man.
Well, Jared, how you give them a chance, Jared?
Everybody's got a chance. You never know what's going to happen in Rupp Arena.
That's what I'm.
You never know what's going to happen in Rupp Arena.
Puncher's chance.
You got puncher's chance. And if you win that game, you're the team that beat the number one team, and everybody's got to look out for you. So I mean, they got to worry about themselves too. Yeah, you see teams get tight and not play to their, what they think everybody thinks their potential is, and a little belief in Perry County Central will go a long way on Thursday if things get tight for Clark.
Well, good luck,
Wednesday,
Coach.
Excuse me.
Now, Coach, I gotta ask: Is Perry Central gonna be shut down when you leave county? Are they shutting everything down?
Absolutely. We've already caught off school. We're getting on the buses, heading out.
Hey, that's good. That's all right, Coach. Hey, wish you all luck, man. Good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the year.
Appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.
All right. Up next. Well, Jared, again, I'll extend the invitation.
If you'll keep me here, I'll stay here. If you don't mind.
Well, here we go. We got our home team.
Jared makes it professional.
My team, the favorite, I think, to win the tournament, Coach Daniel Brown, the Henry Clay Blue Devils. Yes, sir. You notice when we was there, they beat Woodford County, and then they didn't come back to life until we touched back base with them. Coach, welcome back, Coach. My man. Yes, sir. We win the Coach.
My guys, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, Coach. Yes, sir.
Well, you weren't putting no pressure on us. The favorite. Huh? What are you doing to us? Now, we may be the home team, just saying we're in location-wise in Lexington. But I wouldn't say we're the favorite. If you look at the rankings, I think I'm down there at the bottom.
Nah, Coach.
You're not at the bottom.
That's what we're preaching. Everybody's overlooking us. That's what I'm going to keep preaching.
Coach, you saw that Calipari on ESPN. What was us? We couldn't beat the sisters of the pool. Come on, Coach. I got faith in you, Coach.
Hey, I'm just riding this high. Just been lucky. Made a few more shots than everybody else. That's it.
Man, great last game against Frederick Douglass. They beat you in the district. You come right back. Your kids aren't fazed by it, and you come back and put it on them in the regional championship where it really mattered. Man, how did you get them young men ready for that game?
Well, I think sometimes in that locker room when we lost that game, kind of refocused us. And, when we got that draw, everybody thought, well, we're going out. We got Catholic on the first game. And I've always thought – I've had teams where I thought, well, this is a great draw. And then get beat. And this one here, anymore, I don't know if there is a great draw in the 11th region. So that's the way I approach it in my time. And I thought we played as good as any game I played all year against Catholic, first of all. I think anybody saw that when we played really at a high level. And that kind of got the momentum going. And then to beat a great Crossing group who beat us in a tight game 3 weeks ago. So it's kind of like a revenge factor, as my boys would say. So I always say if the kids, like I was telling them today, you got to have a purpose. So the whole time during the region, there was a purpose. And it fulfilled – it came to, perfect ending, so to say, for the region tournament. So, obviously to beat Frederick Douglass, who Moses has done a great job over there, it was fulfilling, but, definitely not easy. Anybody watched that could have went either way. So we're just excited to represent the 11th region, and I think I'm hoping people overlook us. I know we're not overlooking Murray, that's for sure. I'm sitting here watching film on one computer here, listening to you guys, laughing at you guys, having a good time, watching what you're all talking about. Y'all know more about it than I do. I'm just taking notes on every team and everything you all do right now. Even my team was like, you know what? They're right. Let me try to do something on this. So, but we're excited, obviously. And I know you guys are too. Y'all do a great job for high school sports, so I'm always appreciative.
Thank you.
Now, Coach, what is your end-of-game philosophy? Because, we've seen you lose some tight games this year. You've lost some tight games over the years, when you had Mark his work that year. It seems like, you've done all the coaching you can do. You can't really step out in the court there with them. What do you do in end-of-game situations?
I love how you approach it, though. I love you, Jared. It's like you've lost a bunch of close games. Like, what about the ones we win close games philosophy, right? Like Coach Cal, he's getting out coached, right? So
I don't think you're getting out coached. I think that you've done all you can and you let the players go out there and make play.
I'm giving you a hard time. You know what? I'm just having a blast with you. But I think in the games, I'm going to put the ball in my best players' hands, and I've done enough work with them guys. And if you got top college players and big-time players, that's when they want it. And that's just what being an old player I am. I mean, what's that? Make it simple. Don't try to overthink it. Yeah. These guys worked hard to be in that situation, so that's always my philosophy. I'm going to put the ball in my best players' hands, put them in a situation to make a play, and hopefully they do. And if they don't, Coach Brown, take the blame. Right, terrible coaching, right? So, no, that's a simple philosophy. But Jared, to answer your question, it's not overthinking it. That's for sure. We work on those situations. The boys will tell you, if no timeouts in every situation, we're prepared for it. And that's my job, and it's their job to follow through with it. So, like I said, when they're at the line missing free throws, I tell somebody, I'm not sure we can do. Sometimes I stand in a different area. It helps. I'll sit in
you sound like Coach
in a different seat. Sometimes that helps. Somebody will say, you're sitting in. I said, well, it's all in the mental part for myself, So, but, who knows?
But on that note, Coach, like you say, earlier in the season when you guys, after that Woodford County game, where you guys pulled it out in the last seconds of the game, you kind of had that little dip where you lost close games.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that kind of like they learned from that because, like you said, when you got into these regional tournaments, every time the pressure got on them, they came back and responded. Like the Catholic game, it was like that third quarter, man, they just turned into a different team from that point on.
Well, I think you hit it perfectly. I mean, losing to Central and at Central in overtime, and we held the ball and took a last shot, and AZ missed it but had a great shot, and then get beat by a team like Mass Central and coached by Coach Fellis, and then go on the road and lose on 2 free throws, a great cross. And they're tough losses, but the locker room never lost, their confidence, and practice kept getting better. So I kind of knew we had something in that locker room. I got good guards. I've heard Jared talk about them. And, our guards, if they get going, we're as good as anybody else. And then that's not to say they're the only ones, but the role players, it makes it easier on them guys as well. So we got a good mixture. So losing those games really helped us down the stretch. And then going back, I heard you talk about, the year I had Marquez Warwick, who's had an awesome year, as everybody knows, in Northern Kentucky. We won 19 games in a row. So you really never got to feel that feeling of defeat in that locker room or a close game. We were beating teams by 15 and 20 every night. So even though we lost probably as fun game as I've ever had a few years back in that 108, 104 double overtime, I mean, it hurts, but to know that really we never were in those situations a lot. And this team, as you know, they're battle tested. I mean, we're 27-8, and those 8 losses have been hard losses. They've been tough losses and good teams. You look at the triple overtime loss to Dunbar, and I heard Jared talk about Male. I'm so glad I picked up that game late. I love this play. I love to have the opportunity to play them on Friday night. He's a good friend of mine, and what a great team. But now that I know I've already played them, we can know what to expect. And who knows? Warren Central, coach at Warren Central is a good friend. He and I played on Kentucky All-Star Summer together, so I know he'll have his team ready. But just to add to that, the 8 losses have been tough losses, but I think we've learned from all of them.
All right, man.
Coach, man, what does it mean to be in this situation, playing in Rupp for you and your kids, and to represent the city of Lexington? How's it feel doing that?
It means a lot. I mean, people know that. When you 16 years here, I was assistant for 4 years, and I went to the Final Four in 2003, so I got to fulfill those dreams as assistant coach. So I feel like, man, has it really been that long? 2003, and I wasn't here 2005 because I left and took a couple jobs across the state to be head coach, and I've been very fortunate to Henry Clay invite me back 16 years ago and trusting me, and we've had so many good teams. Is this my best team? It's going to go down as my best team right now, whether it's analyzed or not. In my heart, they are. And somebody said, man, you take them to state tournament. I said, no, they're taking me to the state tournament. But it means a lot. Henry Clay's excited. You got a long tradition here. You will see a lot of blue and gold. Has anybody been in the region anybody around our place, the alumni will come out, and the city. And I think, as you all know, having a city school in the state tournament is good for the state tournament, good for Lexington, and hopefully we can represent well and represent Henry Clay and keep doing what we're doing. We find ways to win. I look sometimes at the stats. I look at and say, how did we win? But we will play defense, as you all know. We'll play hard, and we'll see what happens on Thursday night.
Well, before Coach Jared says anything else, I'm gonna say right now, Coach, for you, I ain't gonna be politically correct. Get there, represent Henry Clay. Get there, show and represent the Lexington school.
That's right.
Be there. Come on, everybody talk about this and that. Get there, represent this school. I'm a Brown State Defender alum, but I'm gonna still say support Henry Clay because they my city school. I'm gonna pick up.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Now I can't speak for Coach Truck. He'd be down there with 8 shirts on. And then you teams lose.
No, what's that? Hey, we already pulled one out. We sold 11th region champions. Guess what? He's got one. It's on my desk right now.
We win. We ride, Coach. Hey, I take care of Coach, man.
Oh man,
he takes care of us.
Y'all don't know the day of the tournament, man. I wore the shirt you all sent me. I wore it underneath there. I said, man, this is my go-to shirt right here.
Hey, Coach, man, we appreciate
Jerry, you got anything else?
No, he let the man go. He's got work to do.
It sound like your voice been kind of strained, Coach. You've been on him a little extra hard, Coach.
Hey, you got to refocus them. Everybody patting them guys on the back. You know what I mean? You're right. So we've had to get after them. I'm sure every coach will tell you that this time of year. I always told them. I said, 16 teams go. I remember when I went in 2003, Coach Pruitt came in and spoke to the 2003 team. And the words Coach Pruitt are, rest in peace, Coach Pruitt. Everybody knows he's a legend, and Henry Clay and what he done. And he was such a good friend of mine. I miss him sitting in my practices. He used to sit in there, and he called me Danny all the time. He never did call me Daniel. He called me Danny. And I really wanted his approval of what we were doing. And he knew we were on the right path. And did we know it would take 16 years to get back to, the state tournament? Nobody knows that. Anybody plays in this region. But just remember him speaking to that team. He says, when you come down there 16 teams, 8 of them are glad to be here. 4 of them think they got a shot to win, and 4 of them know they got a shot to win. So we got to be one of those 4 that know we got a shot to win this thing, and that's the approach we're going to take, and we'll see what happens.
All right, Coach, man. Good luck. Anybody else got anything for Coach?
Thank you, guys. I always say thank all 3 of you what you do for high school sports, and we need more of it. And we're very lucky to have you guys that really like what you do. And people don't understand. You all spend as much time as us coaches on kids and doing things to represent us and help these kids out there, and us coaches put our program. So just know I'm very appreciative of what you all do behind the scenes.
Thank you, Coach.
Well, thank you, Coach. I know I appreciate it.
I can give it, Brian State. Look, I can give you a shirt too.
Nah, don't give him one, Coach. He ain't gonna wear it.
I was gonna say he wouldn't wear it, right?
Yeah.
And Jared can't be biased, right? He's got to walk the fence on the whole city school, right?
Yeah.
So hey, I got you, though. I got you. I got you,
Coach Brown. Soon, if you lose, he's gonna peel that shirt off and throw it to the side and go with the next team.
He ain't a fan like. Hey, he ain't a fan like that, is he?
Coach.
No, sir, Coach. We winning, we ride.
Coach, his son was losing a T-ball game one day. He ended up going to the other side and cheer for the other kids because they was winning.
Wow.
That's how bad he is, Coach. He's terrible, Coach. He's terrible.
He
I tell you, like you two, like head coach and the head assistant. You two get along well.
Yeah, Coach.
Thank you, Coach, man. Have a great evening.
Well, y'all have fun. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Coach Brown. Good luck. Represent the city,
Coach.
Represent the city, baby.
All right. Well, another great live Sweet 16 preview. Professor Peck, Jared again, man. We can't thank you enough for what you do. And we appreciate you coming on and sharing some information and getting us together for this tournament. Looking forward to a great next week. What you recommend as far as eating at the Rough Arena for this tournament?
Well, let's just hope the taco stand's still open. We like the taco
Man, I think I'll be ready to start again because that Saturday I was like, I don't want no more tacos.
Well, you
Jared,
can wear
do you have a dark horse coming out here?
When you're there for 12 hours a day, it's kind of hard to deal with the concession food, but at least it's on gratis and we get it. And the last night I had the double hunk of pizza, so yeah. I'm just happy to be there. So I'll eat whatever.
Jared, man, thank you.
You was asking him, do we have a dark horse?
Oh, you got a dark horse, Jared?
Oh, dark horse. Man.
I
like Henry Clay. If Henry Clay can make it out of that brutal bracket on their side, they're a dark horse. And then we don't know about North Oldham on that side. I mean, I think North Oldham can make a run on that side and face George Rogers Clark in the semis. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's just whoever survives Thursday any of those teams have a chance. But, the overdogs are here. Covenant Catholic, Ashland Blazer, Warren Central Male, those teams have to knock each other out. And that's a big deal for the rest of the field. So, it's going to be exciting 4 days in Rupp Arena.
Yes, sir. Well, y'all be on the lookout for Professor Peck and Sweet 16, and we'll be there too. Jared, again, thank you, man, and have a wonderful evening.
Hold up, Jared, tell them where they can find you at.
All my stuff is on Kentucky.com. My Sweet 16 previews will be out on Kentucky.com on Tuesday, and it'll be in the paper on Wednesday. I'm on Twitter at HL Preps, so I tweet highlights from the games that I attend. I do about every other game during the Sweet 16. I can't do 4 a day, but Josh Moore will be helping me. Cam Drummond will be helping me this week at the boys Sweet 16, and we're looking forward to a great event.
All right, Jared. Take it easy, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Well, Coach Bew, another live Sweet 16 preview as we get everybody ready for this boys Sweet 16 tournament. Do you have a dark horse? I don't know how to pick my team. I'm telling you who's winning.
I'm going with Jared. I like Henry Clay, Coach. I like Henry Clay make a little run. I don't think they got a lot of size, but like I said, if he can make through them first 2 games, Henry Clay very well could make a run.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach Cook and them GRC cards, I'm taking GRC, Coach. I'm taking GRC.
Yeah, give me GRC for the win, Coach.
Yeah, I think they're going to do it. I picked Sacred Heart, so I'm 1-0 right now.
Coach, like Jared said, that ain't saying a lot.
Well, Coach, man, you go close us out. Everybody stay tuned and check out our show this Thursday.
Hey, as always, just be a living donor. I'm Coach Bew, my main man, Coach T. Me on the side, Coach Truck.
Peace.
Yep.